Hello and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be pretty different from my normal videos because I'm going to be breaking down Monheim's World Tournament 2019 Round 3 combo. Monheim, who also goes by the name as 9. I've had a lot of requests to break down other combos in the past, and specifically World Tournament combos, and I thought to break down this combo because, first of all, it was one of the first World Tournament combos I actually copied, so I could have some more insight or something on it. And it's also just a really good example of technical linkages. Like, even a year ago, if you were to ask someone what a good example of tech was, a lot of time they'd send you this combo, which is pretty amazing since it's 2024. They were still doing that in 2023, as far as I remember. And this was recorded in 2019. And to think that even now, even in 2024, it's still a pretty decent combo in terms of technical linkages. In a few years maybe, or even in a year, maybe, it might not be considered technical linkages because that's just the way tech kind of goes, if you know what I mean. But for now, it's a pretty good example with really good fundamentals. And so let's just start breaking it down right now. So, the first trick starts with, I actually had a lot of trouble deciphering what this was. Oddly enough, it's really not that hard to do, but it's just so hard to notate because the fingers are like 2 pixels long. The video quality is so bad. But yeah, this is actually a palm up flush sonic from 2-3 to T4 with 1 out. And hold on. So it starts in 2-3, right? And then it's a flush sonic to T4. It's really hard to see. That kind of looks like the thumb, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure the thumb is right there. I'm pretty sure that's just a shadow. And the thumb is, yeah, there's the thumb. You can see it clearly here. So it's a flush sonic because 3's in, 2's out, and 1 is also out. In a flush sonic, these 2 fingers are normally in this position, but since it's a flush sonic with 3 fingers, we need to specify the index finger also being out. Anyway, after that, the flush sonic is partially interrupted by a palm down mid Raimo back to 3-4. And it's a mid Raimo back because it actually just goes around the mid finger. It's hard to see. It doesn't quite go around, but it's still technically an around. And it goes to 3-4. The ring finger's there and the pinky finger's here. And yeah, it kind of looks like it goes over the index finger, spinning on top, but it doesn't actually spin on top as far as I know. Or sorry, it does, well, it doesn't spin on top, but it sort of goes around. Or not around, it's not technically an around, but it just goes right above it, if you know what I mean. It sounds complicated, but when you actually try it, it's not that hard. And then after that, it changes directions with a flush sonic to 1-4. And it's a normal flush sonic because the middle finger is out and the ring finger is in. It looks like he tries to go inverse or do a side motion, but it just fails completely. If that's what he was trying to do, I'm sorry, but it's just a normal flush sonic. That was probably actually a reaction for squeezing your fingers together, because I got that a lot too. If you try and put your index and pinky fingers together, your fingers kind of end up curling because they're still connected. Anyway, after that, the flush sonic is interrupted by an index around reverse 0.5. Is that right? Yeah, an index around reverse 0.5 to 3-4. And this part was probably my favorite part back in the day when I was copying it. And I ended up practicing it a lot, and today even it still comes out in my freestyles. I do this kind of thing a lot. This specific linkage from here to here, but we'll get here later. So it goes around the index finger into a 3-4 position, and then immediately after he does a wiper reverse in 3-4 with half FC 3-4. If you're thinking, oh, what does that even mean? Well, half FC 3-4 means the third finger is above the fourth finger if it's in the order of palm up. So basically, looking at it from a palm up position, the third finger covers the fourth finger if it was a perfect half FC. But now it's just like, it's still technically in half FC because it's a wiper. But yeah, and it's a wiper reverse because the wiper part starts from out and goes in. That's what a wiper reverse is. A wiper normal would start in and go out. The wiper part being the part with most of the pen. And so yeah, it's a palm up wiper reverse 3/4 with half FC 3/4. There it is. Let's watch it again. And then immediately after, he does a pinky back. The palm orientation does not change, so it's a palm up pinky back. And yeah, this is the section I was talking about. This is the section I tend to do a lot in my freestyles now. Copying this way back when I was starting out is really showing with my freestyles. Anyway. And then in here, after that, in 3/4, he goes palm down and does a charge 0.5 reverse. Oh wait, is that reverse? Am I stupid? Is that reverse? No, sorry, that's not reverse. A charge 0.5 normal in 3/4. Oh wait, is it? I'm so confused. No, that's normal. That's a normal charge. That's a normal charge. Yeah. Okay, so it's a charge 0.5 because it starts here and goes here. Right? Basic, easy. And then he does a palm down pinky ring back to 2/3. Or sorry, a pinky ring bust, actually. That's a bust, right? Yeah, that's a bust. That's not a back. I previously said this was a back when I was notating, but this is actually a bust. I'm getting my rotations mixed up. But anyway, this is a bust. A pinky ring bust. And a lot of people don't seem to actually notate a round correctly. I've never seen anyone notate an around actually correctly. Like complicated arounds like this. It's not even that complicated. It's just, it goes first around the pinky finger and then around the ring finger as one around. And yes, a bust is a type of around. So a lot of people might say it's a ring pinky around, but that's not true because it doesn't go around the pinky first. You write the order of the fingers in the order that they go around. So this is a pinky ring bust because it first goes around the pinky and then it technically goes around the ring. Even though it doesn't look like it goes around, it's still technically part of the round if this was one finger. If it was a pinky ring around, then it would start in 3/4. This would start in 3/4 and then go around the ring and then the pinky and then the ring in one rotation, or however many rotations you specify. Anyway, after this, it's in 2/3. Then he does a wiper normal because it starts in and goes out in 2/3 with half FC 2/3 because the second finger is above the third finger, above if it's facing palm up. So this is palm down, so it's technically below. But yeah, so that's the wiper. Oops. From 2/3, wiper in to wiper out. And then it's partially interrupted by pass to 1/2, and it's partially interrupted because the rotations are kind of taken by the wiper, so it's like 0.25 of rotations. Anyway, that's just a normal pass. And then after that, it goes palm up, and he performs an East Sonic reverse. And that's what an East Sonic looks like. A lot of people get East Sonic and West Sonic mixed up. And honestly, I don't even know how I learned to specify between them, but I just kind of know now. I think a big thing of it is the East Sonic is kind of like the Demon Sonic, because the ring finger is on the downside, is on the inside, sorry. Wait, I went back way too far. Anyway, let's just watch it again. And yeah, see, the ring finger is in, and on a West Sonic, the ring finger's out. More or less, if you know what I mean. Anyway, after this, after the East Sonic, after the palm up East Sonic, well, he's still palm up, so he does an inverse flush Sonic to 1/4. Is that right? Yeah. An inverse flush sonic to 1-4. And so it changes directions, and it's inverse because normally a flush sonic would have the second finger out and the ring finger in, but this is the other way around, so that means it's inverse. And this is partially interrupted by a ring around 0.5 reverse to 3-4. And you might think, what? How is that a ring around reverse? Well, yeah, it is pretty complicated because it's starting in 1-4. There might be, you could say there's a finger switch to some unstable slot, but that's just a little obnoxious to notate. So it's a ring around reverse 0.5 to 3-4 because it starts here where this side is in. If you ever want to know how many rotations an around is, just look at an inside or an outside of the pen and count. So that's in, and now it's out. The side that was in is now out, so it's 0.5. And it's starting in 1-4 and it goes to 3-4, and it technically goes around the ring finger. It does not go around any other finger as far as I can tell. So it just goes around the ring finger half of a rotation, 0.5 times to 3-4. And after that, it goes around the ring finger again as one rotation. Let's watch that again. So there's 2 arounds right in a row on the same finger. This part kind of looks complicated when it's full speed, but if you slow it down, it's really not that simple. I mean, it's really not that hard. So, an around 0.5 reverse to 3-4 to a full around 1.0 reverse to 3-4. A ring around reverse. And then after that, there's a sonic to 1-4, partially interrupted by an index bust to 1-2. And the sonic is partially interrupted because it stops in the intermediate slot. Normally it would continue to a different slot like 1-2 or something, but since it doesn't, we can say it's partially interrupted. Some people wouldn't write that, and that's fine. It's just a personal preference of notation styles, but personally I like to write it like this. And then after the index bust, he catches it in 1-2. And you could say wiper out in this position, but I don't really write wipers like that because you're going to write the wiper anyway right after. So, I mean, you could totally write a wiper right before. But yeah, so it's a wiper, it's an index bust to 1-2, and then he does a wiper reverse with half FC 2-1. And it's a reverse because it starts out, the part with most of the pen starts out, and then it goes in. And it might not look like it's half FC 2-1. Sorry, did I say 2-3? I think I meant 2-1. It might not look like it's half FC 2-1 because they're not actually crossed, it doesn't look like. But it's spinning counterclockwise, which means it must be crossed in a finger cross sense. In a wiper sense. Because if it was not crossed, the pen would basically spin like this, just up and down, conical, no rotations. But since it is spinning counterclockwise, we can say that it's half FC 2-1, because the second finger is above the index finger. And after that, there's a pass to 3-4, just a normal, simple pass. A lot of people get confused between East Sonic, West Sonic passes to 3-4 and 1-2. But just think of it as the 2 fingers on the inside are connected if it's a pass, and they're not connected if it's an East Sonic or West Sonic. And then after that, there's a pinky bust, right? Yeah, there's a pinky bust. It might not look like it changes charge rotations. Or no, sorry, what am I saying? It does not change palm orientations because it's still palm up, technically. Some people could say it switches from palm up to palm side, but I don't think it's that noticeable. It's basically the same orientation. So it's a palm up pinky bust from 3-4 to 3-4. Oh no, sorry, to 2-4. He catches it in 2-4. So it's a palm up pinky bust from 3-4 to 2-4 with 3 out. And it's important to notate the 3 out part because that doesn't come from anything else, like a sonic or something. So yeah, the pinky fingers here, The middle finger is here, and that's the ring finger, and the index finger is here. And then after that, there's a wiper normal with Hapepsi 4-2, because the fourth finger is above the second finger. Above if it's facing palm up, if you're looking at it from a palm up perspective. And so that's just another wiper. And then there's a finger switch from 2-4 to 3-4 right here. Now it's in between 3-4. That's the third finger, and that's the fourth finger. And then after this, there's a charge reverse 0.5 in 3-4. And it's a charge reverse because this part starts on this outside, and then it goes on the inside. And it might not be super apparent that that's needed to be notated, but since it's a wiper, it would start here and then do that, and then it would need another rotation to get from let's go here to the other side, right over here. So that's what the charge 0.5 does, from there to there. And then after this, we have another wiper from 3-4, well, in 3-4 with Hapepsi 3-4, because the fourth finger, or the third finger, is above the fourth finger when facing palm up. That's what 3-4 means. And then the combo finishes with a simple pinky back. Not gonna lie, the rotations are pretty questionable with that pinky back, but I'm not gonna argue. And that's it. That's the end of the combo. 9, if you're watching this, or 9 Monheim, 2 Icky, whatever your name is. If you're watching this, please don't kill me. But yeah, that was me breaking down this combo. If you want to see other kind of videos like this, just a raw, unedited sort of me talking about something, then let me know. If you like my other, more edited kind of videos, also let me know, because I'll be sure to make more of those. Even if you say you don't like those videos, I'll probably still keep making them, because that's just who I am. And yeah, let me know other kind of combos you want me to break down in the future, because I'm going to probably be doing more of these videos. Breaking down combos, breaking down World Tournament combos specifically, or World Cup, or PSO, or whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.